Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help, in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. I'm so happy that you are back. I just read the statistics of the podcast, and I'm very happy to announce that we are almost at our 1,000 download and listen. I'm so happy because everything has been so organic and so uh you know, just my friends referring to other friends, people who listening, just referring the podcast, and it's a joy. It's a joy that this podcast is having um some success. I mean, anything good is success for me. I truly believe that just one step at a time, and the next step is going to be a successful step. So thank you so much for all of you who listen and who keep listening to these episodes every Tuesday. A big shout out to my sweet friends from Cake International, the ones that were with me at Cake International and that listened to the last episode, especially to the amazing Sylvia. Thank you for your feedback. She called me to mention that some of the things that I said on the episode resonate with her. So thank you so much for that. And I have had other feedbacks about it as well. So apparently, I'm not the only distracted one that doesn't say hello to everyone because I don't recognize them from their online profiles. Apparently, there's a common thing. So we are all forgiven for that, I guess. Next year will be better for sure because now we put some faces in those profiles and now we can see who they are. So next year or next event, there are some other events coming up. So maybe next year or next cake event, we will be able to say hello to everyone. So that was fun. That was a fun one. And today, I want to start the episode actually with the announcements. Usually, I leave the announcements to the end, but I have so many news for you guys that I said, well, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to do it right at the beginning so you know what I'm talking about. Because actually, today's episode is about coaching, is about the everything behind this, all this that I do, the podcast, the private group on Facebook, my online school, everything is or navigates around the idea of coaching. And one of the things that I realized when I mentioned the coaching business for cake artists is that people do not realize what really is about, and this episode is going to be about that, about explaining a little bit what does a coach do, and specifically me as your coach, what can you expect from me and for your cake business. So we're going to be talking a little about that, but before that, I wanted to really do the announcements at the beginning because, like I said, I have many, many news to share with you. So, like I said before, we're going to start today with the announcement because there are a lot of things coming up, not only for next year, because believe me, I'm already thinking of 2023, but great things are going to be starting before next year. It's going to be starting in December. So, I have a few announcements for you guys. First of all, as I mentioned before, my online school is going through some changes. So I have a new link for the school while the change is happening because I don't want to leave you without access to the school. But all the free classes from now on are available on my YouTube channel. You can find them there. absolutely free, no problem. You have everything you need in there. The paid classes will be in the future feature in a different platform. I'm still working on which platform is the best for you and for me to have an easier access to the classes. But and for now they're closed for enrollments because there are other projects coming up. But they will be available anytime soon between my webpage or a new platform. And as soon as I have the paid classes ready, I will be leaving the links here on the descriptions. For now, I will leave here on the description of the episode the new link for the online school where you still can have access to booking the private sessions for the coaching or even accesses some of the free classes. And all of the free classes are now, from today, available on my YouTube channel. I will be leaving the links here as well. Now, the second announcement, and this is a very special for me. I've been thinking a lot lately because, as you know, I have two groups. I have the Art Cake Coach group on Facebook and Cake Friends Stay Creative. The RK Coach group, it's dedicated to the coaching part, to your time management. I help you there with the time management, social media posting, teaching, mindset towards your business, goal setting. I mean, we have been working a lot in this group. However, sometimes I need more time to dedicate to this group as I wish I had and I will have because I preach time management. Come on, I just need to organize everything that I do in order to make it more accessible for all of you. And of course, we have the Cake Friends Stay Creative. That is more the let's say the group dedicated to the creative part where we share our live demos and classes and we have the challenges. So we also share social media and business, but it's more dedicated to showcase your beautiful work online. It's a beautiful community of over, I think we're now for over 7,000 members, more than 7,000 members. So it's an amazing community and it's the start of everything that I have achieved in this past 2 years. But the announcement is that I have come to realize that in both groups, we have a very large Spanish community, Spanish speaking community, that sometimes get a little bit lost in translation because of the everything that I do is mostly in English. So, first announcement of today is I decided to separate the these groups, not the groups that already existed. I'm going to be creating two new groups, and there's going to be one exclusively in Spanish, and I'm saying this on an English speaking podcast, which is kind of weird, but I will be announcing this as well in the groups, and one that is just going to be in English. The thing is, these very very special groups that are coming up for you on December 1st are going to be a very, let's say, productive groups because I'm going to be there sharing, not only sharing, I'm going to be there teaching all year long everything that I do on my coaching business and sharing with you all my tutorials and classes in either sugar paste modeling or gelatin art. As you know, I'm also a gelatin artist, and it's been a while since I've done many things about gelatin. People start asking me about that. So, these two groups, one in Spanish, one in English, is going to open on Facebook on December 1st. However, these are going to be paid groups, but I have a very special proposal for you. These groups, like I said, is going to be a year round of working, sharing, teaching, knowledge, everything that I can share with you is going to be there. And it has the very low value of only 20 euros a year. One payment, 20 euros a year. And let me tell you everything that you will have in these groups. You are going to get access to a year round of coaching, group coaching, where we will tackle goal setting from January to February, time management from March to April, social media from May to June, and teaching from July till September. All of this, I'm not just going to be sharing like I share here with you for free, or I, share a few things on the coaching group online. No. And when I mean sharing, I mean we're going to sit down, Zoom classes together, talking about your problems, talking about what you need, finding solutions to everything that you need. All of that will be on that group for only 20 euros a year. A year. That's it. One payment a year, and that's all. You will get access to all of that. But that's not it. You will also have 50% discount on a very special coaching activity that I will have for all of you from October till December. Okay. You will also have a 50% off in all the coaching sessions. If you want to book a coaching session with me, that it's usually 30 euros the hour. For you guys, if you're part of this group, it will be only 15 euros the hour of session. One on one with me, we will sit down, we'll create a plan, we'll work on it. And you also were going to have 50% off of any of my upcoming online classes on either modeling or gelatin art. All of that if you're part of this very special private group that is going to open on December 1st on a Facebook. The group will open on Facebook, but it will have direct access to my website and to my YouTube channel with private content only for the members of these groups. Also, of course, I will be sharing on the group my classes, my modeling teaching tutorials, gelatin tutorials, videos, and your success, your work, your success, your stories. Everything will be showcased and shared on that group. So, like I said, only 20 euros a year for the whole year. And you will have access to all of the things that I mentioned. Group coaching sessions is not just me talking, it's Zoom classes, you and me sitting down together, coaching sessions to set your goals for the year, work with your time management, social media, and teaching, and 50% off not only on group coaching, on my on coaching sessions, individual coaching session, but in any of the tutorials and classes that I teach online. All of that for you if you become a member of this very special group. And of course, I will be leaving all of the links here in this episode. And of course, it's going to happen in English and Spanish. I'm going to have a group for each one of my members because I really want to dedicate 100% to you and to what I'm preaching in here. Also, another announcement, the podcast will have a very special feature in Spanish each month for my Spanish speakers. So if you are listening to this in English, and I will be announcing this also on the other platforms that I have, uh, I think it's time for the Spanish community to have their own space also for the podcast. And I have many great things coming up also, not only at the end of this year, besides the group that I just mentioned, but classes, specific classes for you. I will have a Christmas gelatin class in December on the 9th and 10th of December of this year. And also the gelatin flour, let me see if I say this name correctly. Potencia, I think is the name. This beautiful Christmas flower. We're going to be making this with on gelatin, inside of clear gelatin, on December the 2nd. Also, at the beginning of next year, we will have a very, very special class on goal setting because that is the time where everybody stops, at the beginning of the year and thinks, okay, I'm going to set my goals for the rest of the year. So we're not only going to learn how to set the goals, but how to create a plan to really achieve them. And I have to tell you guys, it works. This year I did it in January. I set the goals that I wanted, and I will say 80% of the goals that I wrote by today are done. And the other 20%, I don't know, 15%, maybe 85, 15, I don't know, was just things that were not that important. That as the year went by, I was like, oh, well, I don't need to work on that one that much. But the ones that were important, they're all done by today. And all of that because I had a very, let's say, thorough and fixed plan of what I was going to do, and it happened. So many, many things coming up. I cannot wait to see you in this private group that I am building. Remember, this group will be available on December 1st on Facebook. But if you're interested in it, I will have let's say, a pre-enrollment list open for all of you, and I will be leaving the link here in the episode as well. And that is for the announcements today. And I think it's time to start with our episode. The announcements took a little while today, but there's a lot of news coming up. I think I came with, my batteries charged after Cake International. I was like, yes, I'm going to do this and this and that. So all of the things ideas that I had is like, okay, it's time to start. All the links, like I said, will be here on the episode. Now, let's move on to our episode today that has to do with coaching for cake artists. Okay, my friends. So, today's episode is called Coaching and Mentoring for Cake Artists. Are we a teacher? Am I a teacher, a coaching, a mentor? What happens usually when I tell people that I'm a coach for cake artists, the immediate thought is that I coach them on how to make the cakes, which is valid because if you hired a coach, let's say if you hired a coach for training, it the person will give you exercises and it will help you with your training. If you're hiring, let's say, a nutritional coach, it will give you recipes and ideas how to cook what you need to eat. So when I said I'm a cake coach, or when I started thinking, it's like, okay, I'm a cake coach. The idea was that I will coach you in how to bake or decorate a cake, and that was not my idea from the beginning because I'm also a teacher, and a coach is not a teacher, and I will explain that in a second. I'm also a teacher, and I teach people that, but the coaching business was a different thing. What happens after many years of being a cake artist? um, it's going to be 50, it is 15 years, will be 16 next year. um, I realized there's so many things, and I have mentioned this in other episodes with Karen, and I think with Anna Stashkin as well. um, we are not aware of the other part of the business that we need to work on. It's not just about baking a cake, decorating the cake, and selling the cake. Is the business mind, is the time setting, is knowing what to do, when to do it, which will end up being your goals. It's there's so many other things involved in a cake business, in any business. But what happens with the cake business specifically is that every time we start or somebody starts a cake business, we all start usually from the same place. It's like, I bake a cake, and then my friend liked it, and then another friend asked if you can do one for me, and I'll pay you for it. And then you just, do the math of whatever ingredients you needed, and that's it. And that's how much you charge, which usually is incorrect. And we don't charge for time, we don't charge for electricity, for many things. And that's how, let's say, this is snowball of our cake businesses start. And by the end of years, or maybe a year, or some time, you feel like You're not moving in any direction. You're overwhelmed. You don't know what you're doing. Your money is not enough. You're not earning enough. Um, you're overworked, overwhelmed, tired. You don't have time with your family because usually the business is the busiest on the weekend. So all of these things start to grow heavy in ourselves, and some people just throw the towel and said, I'm not doing this anymore. Other people just keep doing it on the cost of even their own health. We just complain and complain and complain but do nothing about it. And after some years, I think when the pandemic hit, that everything stopped. That's when I realized that, wait a minute, what am I doing? I don't feel like I'm moving anywhere. I feel like I'm not making enough money. I'm just tired, and now everything stopped. I have nothing. So all of that feelings came to make me realize that there is another side to our cake business that not many of us take into consideration. I'm very happy to see many more people trying to help cake artists on their business, like Karen from the K Coach, and Anastashkina when she talked about business, and so many others. We have Cake Flicks where they have a business branch to teach to their students, because it really we really need that part. We really need to understand the business, but not only the business. So there is that's where I come in. There's like, hello, me, the K coach. Uh, but I have my friend Karen, who is the K coach. So what happens? All of my business, it has the title of the art cake something. Why? Because when I started my business, I wanted to do. I think it was the title was the cake experience. Why experience? Because for me, it's not just about baking the cake. It's the feelings behind baking the cake. It's the story about baking the cakes. It's the learning how to bake the cake, because I was a teacher as well, an instructor. So it was a whole experience around the cake. But the name was taken, so I decided to go for the art cake experience, and that's how my webpage started, the art cake experience. And when I opened the online school, was the art cake school, because it was for teaching. And when I opened the podcast, is the art cake coach podcast. So everything was around the art cake. But it's funny because this gives us the idea that it's not just about the cake, it's about the art, the skill behind everything that we do, about the teaching, about the coaching, about the baking, about everything that is related to cake. But it's not just the cake. So that's how the art cake coach started. So I'm not the cake coach, I'm the art cake coach. And what I want to do, what I want to set myself apart with, is with the idea that I'm not going, as a coach, I'm not going to help you determine how much flour you're going to use on a cake, or what is your best option of sugar paste, or I mean, modeling techniques. I teach that. I have classes for that, or tutorials, right? With the cake coaching business, the art cake coach business, my idea is to help you on the, and I always say it as a joke, on the not so sweet part of our cake business. And what is that? Is what I've been saying all this episode. Your time management, essential, people. We do not set our time right. We overwork ourselves. We work in hours that we're not supposed to be working. And I'm not saying because we shouldn't be working at night. If you're not a night person, you should not work at night. We need to work with what works for us, with the time that is productive for us, and we have to determine that first. We need to organize resting time. We need to organize study time and learning time. All of that is important for us to keep moving forward and keep going. So when I mention time management, it's not just, organizing an agenda. It's really sitting down and thinking, what is the time that I'd work best according to me as a person, to my schedule, to my family, to my clients. So it's a very complete work. Goal setting, like I mentioned before, the goal setting is essential. It's not only saying, um, by the end of the year, I'm going to win gold on a cake competition. That's a wish. That's not a goal. A goal is when you say, well, there's a cake competition in Birmingham next year in November. So from here to November, I have to improve my skills, uh, find the money to book the trip, pay for the event, go to the event, present my piece. I mean, that is a plan. You have a plan. You have a blueprint of what you want to do. That is goal setting. If you just like, oh, I'm going to lose weight next year. Okay, that's a wish. If you don't enjoy the gym, if you don't do the diet, or you don't change your eating habits, nothing is going to change. So that's a roadmap. That's a plan. That's a goal setting. That's what I want to help you with. Time management, goal setting, mindset. I keep talking about the mindset, and I know people's like, oh, that's too, wee witchy thing. No, it's not. When your mind is set on a positive tune. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about how people resonate with one things and with others we don't. And I put the example of a radio. When you have a radio set on AM, you're not going to catch the FM waves. You won't, because it's impossible. So when we set our mind into a positive mindset, we catch positive waves. So everything that comes is like, well, so many good things are happening to me. Yes, because you're tuned into a positive mind. And not only that, as I mentioned in an episode before, it's like a pair of glasses that you put on and you see everything beautiful and in colors and positive. So that's what a positive mindset does for anything in our lives. But of course, we're talking about our cake business. So it has to do with what I want to achieve with my cake business in the best and most positive way possible. Teaching. I can help you with your teaching. Not only is like, okay, I'm going to help you organize a workshop. Teaching is so much more. You have no idea. I've been a teacher longer than I've been a cake decorator or a cake artist, and there's so much involved on teaching. Setting your time correctly, organizing a curriculum, setting a workshop, the way you teach, the way you move into a classroom, the way you speak, the way you present yourself, everything is key for your students, not only to learn, but to enjoy the class and to come back. And this I can help you with. So the art cake coach is actually this, is helping you with your goal setting, truly goal setting, not wishes, truly goal setting, mindset towards your business, time management that works for you, for your family, for your business, for your time, and teaching the right way to have a successful teaching business. So, yes, this is what the RK coach is. So, going back to what I was saying, I did struggle a little bit at the beginning with the term coach, because I said, well, I'm not really a business coach. I'm not really a life coach. I'm not really just a mindset coach. I'm not a cake decorating coach. um, I'm a bit of everything. So that's where the art K coach came to be. My idea behind this is that I really want you to have a very positive experience in general with your business. I want for you, what I want for you is that your creativity flows, that your business thrive, and that you can tackle everything that is necessary to have a successful business in any way possible. Not only making money, but having a relaxed, successful, fulfilling experience with your business, because that's what you're going to transmit in your cakes and to your clients. So that's the whole idea about or behind the art cake coach. Uh, what happens? A coach is good for anything. I mean, count me in. I'm the kind of person that believes in help, even though, like as mentioned before, for me it's hard to accept help because I'm always trying to help people. But when I also believe that. Um, I'm gonna say paying for help. Sounds weird, but paying for help. When I pay somebody to help me, it's like I'm allowing myself to receive that help. I'm taking serious what this person is saying. So I've always been working with either therapist or coach or oh god, I forgot. I'm a coach and I don't know how to say coaches. There you go. With therapists, with coaches, with gurus, with meditation masters, with people who can lead me in a certain aspect that I cannot do by myself. I like that. I do enjoy that because I mean, it's halfway there. If you try, I mean, I'm not saying you cannot do it by yourself. Of course, you can. You can get there by yourself, but it's going to take you longer, and you're probably not going to have all the tools that you need to have. So, giving the time and paying to somebody to do it for you or to help you do it for you is like when you get to preschool and your teacher holds your hand. It's like, come on, we're going to come with me, and we're going to do this together. You feel like, oh, okay, I can do it because I have the support system that is going to help me. Or your friends, when your friends say, oh, come on, we'll do it together and I'll go with you. It's like, okay, I'm not alone. I can do it. You feel even more relaxed and more open to the experience. So, actually, that is what having a coach or somebody to help you is important. Now, what is the idea behind a coach? Because many people think, oh, well, the coach is going to tell me what to do. No, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you tools for you to do it. I'm going to pinpoint inside of yourself those tools that you have it, but you don't know that you have it, so you can get to your own answer. Okay. And let me read this to you that I found about what what is a coach or what a coach do. um Setting where you want to go. Okay, so why? Because you're going to have your goals, and the coach is going to ask you, in this case me, if it was me, your coach, if you decided me to help you, where do you want to go? Oh, I want to win the goal on a cake international fair. Okay, let's build a roadmap and a blueprint for you to get there. So we're set. Determining what is good for you and your business right now. What happens? Sometimes we have many ideas, many wishes, many goals, but what is it that is really important and good for you now? I can help you with that. Rediscover your strengths and your talents. Sometimes we are so caught up in our, I don't know, imposter syndrome, comparing to ourselves to others, second guessing everything that we do, that we forget about our strength and our talents. And in this society we are taught not to pay attention to that because we will look, you know, uh, I don't know, cocky and self-centered. And it's not true. You do have to know what are your strengths and what are your talents, because those are your tools. Those are the wheels that are going to move your car. So I can help you with that. Let's rediscover your strength and your talents. Move on from past problems and face the future with a positive mindset. You have no idea how many people that works with me, people that I help, myself, have been stuck on a situation, even if it's a client situation with our cake business, and it has to do with things from our past that we haven't solved, or we haven't forgive, or we haven't let go. Moving on from those problems are going to really change or shift that mindset. Together, the coach, me, and you, we can find solutions to problems that are taking you time from what is important for your business. Every time a person says, "Oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have, my family won't let me. I can't afford that." usually are problems that have nothing to do with it, and we can work it together in order to solve things that will matter in the future for your business. Assist you to set and achieve goals. Like I mentioned before, a wish is only a wish. If you say, I want to do something next year with teaching, that's a wish. When you say, I will teach a class by this date with this many students at this place, that's a goal. And I can help you do or create the roadmap to achieve it. And finally, as a coach, I'm just going to make you fall in love with yourself, with what you do, and with your achievements. Because that feeling, my friends, wow, that feeling changes everything. I think Anastashkina mentioned it in her episode here. The When you work towards a goal, in this case, we're talking about the business mindset. When you work towards a goal and you achieve it, that feeling, that love that you get from what you do, what you have achieved, and what you have accomplished, that's fuel for life. That's everything that you need in order to keep going. And as a coach, I can help you. As a coach, as I mentioned before, I'm not a teacher or a counselor. It's totally different. A teacher gives you techniques to develop skills, right? Yeah, it's like this is how you model a sugar paste face, and I'll teach you. You do it as well. So, as a teacher will give you techniques to develop a skill. A counselor will diagnose a problem and give you tools to overcome it. A mentor will tells you what to do. That's different. A mentor, a teacher, and a counselor. Now, a coach, on the other hand, maximizes your own potential. So I'm not going to be telling you what to do. I'm not going to be saying, oh, you should do this, or your problem is that. We're going to find out what is your potential. What is it that you do best? And we're going to maximize that. I'm going to lead you to find your own solutions and overcome your problems in the best fit for you. Okay, your solutions, because my solutions are not your solutions. Somebody else's solutions are not your solutions. You have your own way to overcome your problems. And I'm going to ask you just the correct questions and setting you with tools to help you achieve your own goals. So as you see, the coaching experience is a very personal experience, but at the same time is a very fulfilling experience because how many times have you been to I don't know, let's say a workshop or meditation? I don't know. You find people that, okay, this person is going to help me. And he says so many general things that you're like, yeah, it kind of resonate with me, but not really. Even with therapists, it happened to me that I've been to therapists that just gave me so much general stuff that is like, but I really need somebody to listen to me and listen to what I need. That's what a coach do, and that's what I wish to do with you. However, before you decide to go and ask for help to find a coach, or to even have a coaching session with me, if I wish I could help you, but if that's what you're thinking of, ask yourself the following questions. Do I trust this person? Very important. Trust is everything. Can I work well with this person? Because sometimes you trust somebody, you admire somebody, but it's like there's no connection, no fit when you talk to the person, right? Is this person active on what it is preaching? Essential. Everything that I'm offering on my cake coaching business are things that I have worked on myself and I have overcome and I know they work. Otherwise, I won't be doing it. As you can see, I'm not talking about business and pricing because that's something that I'm still working on. And if you need help on let's say on the business part and on the pricing part, I will find you the right person to do it, but it won't be me because that's not what I feel 100% sure doing. What I'm preaching for you is what I feel 100% sure doing. Can this person help me? The next question is like, you see, is like, yeah, I can do that. This person might looks like it can help me. Is this person the reflection of what is offering? Ask yourself these questions before you decide to go on a coach session or decide to book a coach for yourself. So, After asking those questions, again, let me repeat it for you. Do I trust this person? Can I work well with this person? Is this person active in what is preaching? Can this person help me? Is this person the reflection of what is offering? So you ask all these questions, and let me ask you, do you think I can help you? Huh? I wish I can. I really cannot wait to help you guys because this is what I live for. And this is valid for any profession. But as I am passionate for what I do, and I have been a cake artist for over 15 years, it is draining the amount of work that we set ourselves. It is terrible. How much we overwork ourselves, we overschedule our time, and we're not able to juggle everything: clients, families, social media, business. So if any of those things are the things that you need help with, I'll be more and more and more than happy to help you. And because one of the goals of the Art Cake Coach podcast is to keep our community informed, I am so happy to introduce a new partner, D Licious Magazine. D Licious Magazine is the must-have international cake, cookie, and sugar art magazine for both hobby bakers and professional cake artists. You will find interviews, detailed tutorials, competitions, equipment recommendations, and international collaborations, all packed in this magazine that is supported with the biggest names in the industry and is honored to be the headline digital sponsor of Cakestar competition. Of course, is also one of our own partners. Well, you will find all the information about the Art Cake Coach podcast in this magazine. And this year, Delicious Magazine is introducing the Delicious Magazine Awards, the DMA, that launches this year, 2022, and is sponsored by Avalon Cake School of Sugar Art. The nominations are open. You can nominate yourself, you can nominate your friends. The awards are completely free, and artists and creators can nominate themselves or others. To commemorate, the winners of each category will receive a beautiful trophy and a certificate display their prestigious titles. Also, you can have the chance to enter the Cake of the Year category, which carry an additional prize package including a 1-year premium membership to Avalon Cake School and 1-year subscription to Delicious Magazine, as well as $100 gift certificate to cake and cookie planners. So, what are you waiting for? Be part of this experience. Get out of your comfort zone and be part of this award. Nominate yourself, nominate your friends, or put your creation out there. Thank you so much, Delicious Magazine, for being one of the partners of the Art Cake Coach podcast. So, my friends, I've been talking a lot today about cake coaching just for the simple reason that I really want you to understand what the business of this business of the art cake coach is about. I really want you to understand what I can help you with. And if from the announcements that I made, this group that I'm promoting on this private group on Facebook, it's a private pay group on Facebook, what we will really do in this group, because everything that I've been talking about here, all of that is will be reflected on that group, and we will work. Come on, I'm not there just for you to pay and just listen to me. You are going to have to put on some work and achieve results. Otherwise, like, yeah, we need to do that. We need to work and find solutions and get results, and we'll do that together. But before we finish this exercise, I want to share something that has nothing to do with what I've been talking about, but it's a funny story that happened, that came to me, a reflection that came to me during the Cake International experience. And I was talking to my husband the other day, and we were talking about something that had nothing to do with cakes, of course, but I mentioned that, you know what the problem is? The problem is expectations. When we have expectations, people get, when we have high expectations of something, let me see if I can rephrase that. When we have high expectations of something and it doesn't happen, that's when the feeling of uh, not achieving, or the feeling of not liking a person, or the feeling of left being left down happens. So the problem is not the other person or the other situation that makes us feel left down, is actually the expectation that we put on things. And Cake International for me was a whole experience of not having expectations, from losing my luggage to meeting people that I thought were one thing and they were not. Funny. Uh, in both ways, positive and negatives, in both ways, because I met people who I never, I mean, I barely had interactions with them online, and they were the most amazing, fantastic, beautiful human beings. And having met people who I had expectations, because we all do, had expectations of, I'm so happy to meet this person, and they were like, wah, wah. When I met them, I was like, okay, oh, okay, there's this person is one thing online, a different thing in person. That happens as well. So and situations, like I had these high expectations for I don't know, for any situation, and it didn't happen. So I felt like, oh, that was a bummer. But at the end of the day, everything is about expectations. So, if I can leave you with a final message today in this episode, since this episode was so much about explaining of my cake coaching business, and I never want to leave you without giving you a piece of something. Today, the piece of, not advice, the piece of knowledge that I'm going to share with you, my knowledge that I've learned, no knowledge like, oh, I have the knowledge and I'm giving it to you, but things that I've learned from life is, don't have any expectations of people or situations, because that's when you're going to feel left down in life. Lower your expectations. If, for example, for the competition, I lower all my expectations because I had so many issues with my luggage that at the end of the day, I was so extremely happy with the bronze. And I saw people who had high expectations for a gold medal and they got a silver medal crying. It's a win. It's an achieve. It's a learning experience. So don't expect anything, and nothing bad will happen to you. Don't expect anything from your clients. Don't expect anything from your family and your friends. We can do a whole episode about that. How many of you have been in the situation where you think, oh, I'm starting my cake business and my family and my friends are going to be supportive, and the only thing they do is ask you for cakes for free? Yeah, no, it's not happening. So lower your expectations of that. Look at your expectations. One thing is to have a goal and to aim for a goal. Another thing is to have an expectation of something that doesn't happen, because that's going to be a bummer, and we're going to feel down. And if we feel down, we're going to get depressed. And if we get depressed and sad, nothing is going to be seen with a positive mindset. So no expectations. That is my message for all of you today in this episode. And I have talked a lot today. I just really hope that you consider joining the private group, and that you can understand a little bit more what this coaching cake business is all about. So I will leave you, as I'll always leave you, my friends. Sorry for the long episode today, but next week will be shorter for sure. I will leave you, as I always leave you, a big kiss. Love you all, and stay safe and stay creative. Bye bye.